from the beginning, from the top, okay? So what's up? Come on, you go.
The first CDN vendor patch for 8.3 is here, and man, oh man, can this be even better than 8.2? BlizzCon is happening in 4 weeks! 4 weeks! And we have some goodies to look at. PvP essences are finally getting a nerf, and arcane mages are getting buffed. Is it enough though? Find out and watch until the end as we have another great On Cooldown, your weekly WoW News show. Oh, it's Friday, yo! Welcome to another episode. And
hell yeah!
Boy, do we have a lot of stuff to talk about today, man.
God damn, you know it, baby. 8.3. It's real. It's coming. You know what that means, though? 2 of our videos just... See ya. We're definitely wrong on that
we
one.
thought we knew what we were talking about in all those speculations, man.
Hey, man, you have to have the confidence at least, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of early, don't you think? I didn't expect it to be already on a Indian vendor patch.
Well, excepting the Wrathion questline, there's not very much in the way of story. I mean, the campaign kind of finished, right? But that's like, what, 20-30 minute worth of content?
Yeah, it was pretty short.
Wrathion questline is kind of like the same, like 30, maybe 45 minutes, but that's about it. I mean, what else will we get?
They will give the WoW anniversary event that should come.
Yeah, we have like 3 raids, but is it like full raids?
I don't know. We don't know anything about that shit. It's gonna be. We talked about this LFR type difficulty. You know, 3 bosses from each expansion, whatever. But I think the best news we had so far this week, I think, is with the PvP essences nerf.
Oh,
because at first they buffed the shit.
Oh yeah, clarification. The nerf is in how you actually get them, because it requires a lot of honor to grind. And it used to be a ridiculous amount of honor, but they bumped that down, right? So you'll see. Just keep watching.
Yeah, they keep watching, and if you're already subscribed to the channel, just remember to hit that bell, because for some reason we talked about this, man. You know this. YouTube really likes that shit. So if you're not subscribed, well, thank you very much for watching. If you do decide to subscribe, just click the bell as well. Okay. Now, shall we
Oh, let's get this shit going, man.
All right, let's go. Woo! All right, so on the 2nd of October, WoW had dug up a first version of a fully encrypted CDN vendor patch for 8.3, which among many things will totally blow all my past theories. But hey, I live for shit like this, so if you don't mind, let's theorize some more. Now, the first thing to think about is that we should be expecting a PTR very soon if we compare the previous dates for patch 8.2. And this one had its CDN vendor version on the 4th of April, with Jeremy Fiesel's reveal coming on the 11th of April and the first version of the PTR dropping on the 17th of the same month. All this would imply that we should get patch 8.3 on the PTR somewhere at the middle of the month. But that would be weird, as I strongly expected that they will reveal it at this year's BlizzCon, having it launched somewhere in December. And I really don't want them to rush and mess it up again, because 8.2 was such a steer in the right direction. And yes, I know 8.2.5 doesn't have much to show and we're starting to feel the content drought, but truth is, we could get some heavy encrypted stuff on the PTR with major reveals to be saved and presented at BlizzCon. And this begs another question: what will patch 8.3 actually be? Judging by all the leaks, all the speculation, plus the whole story of BFA up to this point, it does appear that Shadowlands can actually be a patch rather than an expansion, don't you think? What if the conclusion to BFA will take us to the Shadowlands so we can empower ourselves with the force of death to strike an initial blow to Ny'Alotha, only to have the next expansion center around Ny'Alotha? I know this would make Sylvanas an Illidan type hero, and it would further feed into Blizzard's secrecy on, oh guys, you don't even know what Sylvanas is capable of and what her real purpose is. But yo, I'm goddamn tired of all this "there is more" type shit. They did this so much in BFA, man. And to be honest here, I'm actually hoping that Shadowlands is patch 8.3, because I'm really not interested in another super heavy themed expansion as Legion was. Now, don't get me wrong, Legion is among my favorites, but you gotta admit, man, at some point all the greenery from Fel and Darkness all around was tiring. Sure, you had zones like Azuna and Suramar, but the overall tone was super Fel dark, especially after 7.2, and I'm afraid they will do this again if they decide to make an expansion for Shadowlands. Remember, the concept and art style for Death in WoW has this dark neon bluish type color to it, and if the whole expansion is based around that, just imagine how a lot of the things will look like. There's also the questline with Rathian, which we should get more of, as 8.2.5 didn't really say or reveal that much on. The first quest we did involved with the son of Deathwing. But hey, what do you want, man? Do you want 8.3 in the Shadowlands? Do you want Ny'Alotha as an expansion? Or maybe the Dragon Isles? In the comments, yo!
But if we are completely honest, I think 8.3 will be Dragon Isles. What? I have no proof? What? I'm just doing this to contradict Marcelian so our script meets the length criteria? You're crazy. Listen, people have been asking for the Shadowlands and Emerald Dream, essentially parallel worlds to our own, for years, while Dragon Isles are just that, islands. I mean, they can do a full expansion based on islands, right? Right? God damn it. Alright, maybe they can make Dragon Isles into a full expansion, and maybe what I really want is for Ny'Alotha to be a full expansion and not just a patch. There's a lot of lore and potential there to fix a lot of the game's issues. Think about it. We wanted something akin to a reset for WoW. As characters, we are past the point where we are the strongest on Azeroth. Where do you go from here story-wise? It's getting increasingly difficult to swallow the fact that we are not the driving force between most of our factions' decisions concerning the biggest happenings of the world of Warcraft. And if we will ever get some form of reset, either of the world or of our characters, what better way to do it than by dying and being cleansed by the shadow of our power? I, for one, think it could be a good opportunity to turn today WoW into a potential WoW 2.0. With BlizzCon nearing its head closer and closer, we are getting more—
I thought BlizzCon was dead.
Get the fuck out of here!
As I was saying, goodies! Oh, you bet your sweet little tushy this year's goodies are— meh. I mean, taste is subjective, I get it, but a Yeti mug? With each new thing they are adding as a purchasable item, either a promotion or simply there in the store, looking at us, at our wallets, I feel the game is turning more and more into an JRPG. I don't know, man, maybe I'm just an old nerd, but Warcraft meant Tolkien-like fantasy with brutal storylines and intriguing characters, not pajama parties and at Sally's house. "Oh, Sally, do you have some milk? These cookies are a little dry." "Oh no, I'm not chilly. I have this cute Yeti costume from my days as a Legion Destroyer, Old God Annihilator, and Warlord of my faction's armies." Thanks for the milk. It's just warm enough to not be ouchy ouchy in my mouth. Anyway, I guess the Anduin and Sylvanas Murlocs are okay. I like the mount rewards 2 years back the most. Last year was underwhelming, and now, to me, it's ridiculous. But I bet you will tell me how wrong I am in the comments anyway. And speaking of the comments, this episode's comment of the day comes from Ariel Killer, and he said, "Hey, fuck yeah, see my name in the video, LMAO, hashtag get famous, LMAO.
Stop it. Get some help.
And this is what MarcelianOnline is all about. The only platform in the world where our team puts in the effort to launch you into stardom, fulfilling all your dreams about fame and fortune. So don't just stand there watching. Start writing a comment right now to get your chance to become a star.
If you have been playing one of the funner, arguably, DPS specs, no doubt your main stat is crit, and no doubt you thought about or even worked towards getting the Blood of the Enemy essence. Not to mention the Sphere of Suppression for tanks and Artifice of Time for healers as well. To get the rank 2 for these, you had to farm 15k honor points and 50 for rank 3, considering that a 1 battleground would award you with anything from 300 to 600 honor. It would have taken quite some time. Considering as well that the 600 honor ones are rated. In the past few weeks, Blizzard has steadily nerfed certain aspects of BGs, making it more difficult to attain these. But the community has spoken, and now we see a significant, although yet unclear if sufficient, decrease in their honor requirements. The rank 2 has been bumped down to 10k honor and rank 3 to 30k honor from 50k. Marcelian and I were discussing this the other day, and he pointed out something pretty accurate. I don't want to spam BGs to get this on my alts, since some specs perform vastly different with this at rank 3. But I realized I just didn't have a big enough incentive to do BGs in the first place, because BGs are not part of the game's progression system, be it either raids or PvP leaderboards. Nobody cares about BGs anymore, at least to the point where there is no esports with the content, meaning no presumed prestige with mastering this aspect of the game. And maybe this is the core issue with the changes to the difficulty when obtaining these essences. I used to love BGs to death and was ecstatic when they rewarded players with XP points from BGs because it was my favorite content to do, especially when leveling up. But once you reach 120, there is no reason to do them anymore. They take too long for the rewards that are dished out, and honestly, in terms of competitiveness, they pale in comparison to arenas. I'm really curious to know what you guys think about the current state of BGs. Would more rewards make it worth your while, even as a raider or mythic key pusher? In the comments, yo! Oh, wait, I almost forgot about the arcane mage buff, and probably most people too. Why, you ask? Well, let me tell you, dear viewer, it's because it's shit! Okay, I'm not trying to bash on Blizzard too much. It's better than nothing, that's for sure. 8%, however, does not seem very promising, and if you think about it, we had this right at the beginning of 8.2 with Frost Decays and Arms Warriors. Admittedly, Frost Decay got more than a flat damage increase, and as such, after a few months, it climbed all the way to number 4 in Mythic Eternal Palace. Mythic, as in 440 level plus. I did anticipate the mechanic behind the spec would have it scale really good late game, but I was hoping that late game was more in the lines of early heroic and not late mythic. And Arms Warrior, wait, Arms Warrior, what was Arms Warrior again? Oh right, the deep wound spec. Ugh, this is clearly a rant. Arcane Mage is one of the few specs retaining mana as an actual resource and not just a blue bar that gets depleted on polymorphs and spell steals. Arcane Mage feels like an incomplete spec. It's missing a few things to actually be playable from a rotation, talent build, and more perspective. 8% is the first step, sure, but it's not enough, and I think Blizzard knows this, and to be honest, it's a good sign that they are aware of the issue, and hopefully this is just a little tease for the class rework I know they have in store for the spec.
Man, that was super awesome, and I'm so hyped for 8.3, you wouldn't believe it. I cannot wait for BlizzCon to happen. But what if they announce it with Jeremy Fiesel? What if that dude pops up again in 1 week or 2 weeks and just shows off 8.3? And you gotta admit, man, 8.2 was good.
Yeah,
8.3 should be better.
I love Ny'Alotha, and I really hope that they continue the story, although where would it continue the story to? Would it be Shadowlands? Would it be something into
Dragon Isles?
Would it be both?
As I've said, man, I really wish Shadowlands would be 8.3 and we get a brand new expansion with it. I made my statement over there why I wouldn't like Shadowlands to be a whole of expansion. But come on, man, Ny'Alotha, you know, the Black Empire, wouldn't you want that as an expansion?
No, I was actually thinking about that, man. Ny'Alotha, the Black Empire, I mean, if you look in the Chronicles, it's all pictured as one big-ass city. Like, would we have like a full expansion, just one city? They haven't done that, right? That would be something new, right? I don't know if it would be boring in terms of landscape and texture, but
I don't think they would do the whole continent like.
No, but I don't know, twice or 3 times as big as Suramar. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, well, like that shit, and we all love tentacles.
Yeah.
I love that purple shit. You know, all the premise would be bigger because we would be visiting an iconic, you know, entity that has made World of Warcraft what it is, has made Azeroth what it is, and it would be cool to go there and make it finally, this would be a good premise to make the game hard again, because we're fucking with all gods now.
Maybe get challenges back, maybe get something like Mage Stars, and you know,
that's what I'm saying.
We're probably gonna fight like N'Zoth or something akin to a very big baddie that would probably suck us of all of our power. Maybe we can get a level squish back, man.
That's what I'm saying. It could have a good premise for that also. Although Shadowlands, you know, when you said, you know, it would be a good thing to reset, you know, they wanted to reset.
Yeah, I also thought about that, yeah, but I mean, they have to do it some way.
It could work.
If Shadowlands is 8.3, they're not going to do the reset, right?
Right, well, if it was an expansion, then it could have a good premise for a level squish also. But I'm just saying, man, they could make the content way harder. Like, people kind of gave the feedback through WoW Classic, the presence with WoW Classic, they want harder content.
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of a difficulty to, you know, give us a little bit of prestige and accomplishment, like, oh my god, I actually did that, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And even if it's like, you know, reward types of cosmetic, we don't want physical things, we want things to be harder, you know.
Yeah.
That means something, like it means for you to follow our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/MarcelianOnline. We stream 4 days a week, and one of those days is on the US. Currently, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
So normally we play dungeons with you guys, maybe raid sometimes, so if you want to play with us, or maybe just talk some WoW, ask some questions about classes.
Yeah, you can come join. We can even talk about this shit from on cooldown, you know, speculation and lore stuff. We love to do that also. And cannot forget about our Patreons, man. We have these lovely people who keep on supporting us each and every month with their own goddamn money. It's very overwhelming, and we're like super thankful for each and every Patreon. Thank you guys for helping us out with this. And yeah, and if you want to do that extra step and help us even more, there's the Patreon link in the description. You get some monthly desktop wallpapers up there, a lot of details. Go check it out.
And maybe you like real hard stuff that you can touch, which is our Teespring merch. Man, we got, I mean, if you guys haven't noticed yet, we have some cool new graphics, and those graphics is sent to our t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, all that kind of good stuff. So if you want to represent and show your love for Marcelian&Online and Warcraft, because let's be honest, we love Warcraft more than anything, then check our Teespring link, official, down below.
Hard things you like to touch, Flame?
Come on, man.
Right.
No, one time I wasn't thinking about that. This one time. God damn it.
Okay, well, let's just wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We're gonna see you Sunday for the next
video,
and, tomorrow on the stream.
Tomorrow on the stream, yeah.
Yes.
Have a really wonderful weekend, guys. Take care. Peace.
Bye bye.
You are